Well, what do we have here? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of BS Logistics, where we always deliver, my friends. Yes, indeed. Just got my honey citrus mint tea, courtesy of Callie Simmer and fellow chat members. Appreciate y'all. Very delicious. Got that ready to go. Got a venti tonight. Got ourselves quite the adventure tonight, y'all. I'm going to clue you in on what we got going on here. So, first and foremost, if you haven't been around for BS Logistics Night, welcome in. We do things a little bit differently here. It's kind of more of a laid back, chill out, tell some stories, fly airplanes into sketchy airports that shouldn't have the airplane that we're flying into them. And sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't. But at the end of the day, we will always deliver. So, glad to have you all here. Got ourselves a PC24 in the hangar. I got a confession to make. Allegedly, this aircraft overran a runway and may or may not have suffered severe damage. That was neither here nor there. That was in the Discord. I posted the photos. Tried to take off. Got a crazy wind shear. Overweight. And went into the tree line, which they're collidable apparently in career mode, and that was that. So I had to salvage the aircraft, and then I did a lot of grinding, did a lot of flying at home. I haven't flown at home, my home PC, in years, but career mode has me doing that. You can see here we got ourselves a nice little wad of cash, 18 mil in the bank, stat that. Airplane has been repaired, reputation has been repaired, we're up to the A reputation. So Johan, it was almost dark. Yeah, it was almost dark. So it was a hell of a flight, though. That's for sure. Hold on. What's this noise? I don't know. A lot of commotion going on outside the office. Stand by. Sus. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. No, we're back. All right. It wouldn't be a BS Logistics Night with some, commotion in the background. Anyway, so welcome in, Alexandria, McCallan, The Aviator, Johan, Josh, FSD, many more. Good to see you. It's got a salvage title. Yes, it does. Force Raptor. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Bradley. I thought it was the FAA entering. So we got to make sure the FAA is not entering the chat here or enter the V1 HQ. But we're good to go. So I got something fun. So here's the plan. We have cash to buy another airplane. We're going to talk about our strategy for the Barry Steele Logistics Company that we've got going on here once we get to cruise. However, my little, while I was repairing the reputation, I found my way up to Southern California with the PC24. So our PC24 has mostly been operating in Central America, mostly Mexico, Texas, and then up into SoCal. Now I found a cool route that popped up here. It's about 400,000 cred, so it pays pretty good. And it's two little airports that I've looked at the identifiers for the runways, and it appears the runway lengths will be sufficient. So looking at the departure runway 14, it's 1,300 meters, plenty good. We need about we really need about 800 to 900 meters for takeoff. For landing, we need about 700 is pretty much the absolute min. So if we take a look at the arrival, ID29, I look at the runway information here, 772 by 15. It's short grass. Now, PC24, Pilatus says we can land it on grass, so we're going to land it on grass. This is going to be pretty tight, though. We're getting down there, 772 meters by 15 feet, so it might be suspect once we get up to the destination. But I thought this would be a fun flight to do, at least to warm us up tonight, because we are in a Iveo Premium area. We'll get on the network. If any of you want to fly along, Godspeed, and hopefully you'll make it when we get into the destination. Now, I've modified the route via SkyVector. I've already filed our flight plan. The only information I know about the destination is it looks like it's on a river, and it looks like we have a pretty decent clear out here. So I'm assuming we should be able to get in here just fine. Now, looking at the satellite imagery here, this looks like a pretty well-paved or mowed strip. So I'm hoping that that's what it looks like in the sim. I live in a van down by that river. Keith B, for real? Nah, you're just kidding, right? VFD dropping the 20 gifted memberships, though. VFD, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the massive 20 gifted subs to the channel. Very, very kind of you, sir. Let me pause the alert box here for a minute. Very, very kind. Thank you for the gifted memberships indeed. Blue Games is in the house. Mr. Blue Games, dude, I want to fly that fire bomber that you were flying on the video you released yesterday. What is that thing called? It's at the PT. It's like it's not a spruce goose, but it's a cool looking fire plane. I watched that video. I thought that would be a good idea to do maybe this week. As well, you know, since all the fire stuff going on right now, what better time to practice firebombing? But awesome video, man. Blue Games nailed it as always. Good to see you here, bud. Rusty C, thank you for the 44-month support. Captain V1 crew, really enjoying the career mode now that the initial grinding is over. Loving the wee Cirrus Jet. Oh, yes, the Cirrus Jet is great, Rusty. Again, man, thanks for the support. 44 months, geez, appreciate you. Yes, the Cirrus Jet is a ton of fun, and since we've only flown the Cirrus Jet up here in career mode, I figured we could do an exception and fly this airplane up here tonight. Now, after we fly this mission, I think we need to look at our fleet structure, because transferring aircraft between these locations to do missions is like 100,000 a piece. So we're going to need to expand our fleet. We either go more PC12s, maybe get a Sky Courier. So... But yeah, Rusty C, sit back and enjoy the ride with career mode. Now, here's the other thing: as you start getting into bigger airplanes on career mode, Microsoft is forcing you to flight plan. Okay, you cannot just select a mission based on credit and hit go and fly. You're going to end up either trying to land at a heliport, trying to land at a hospital, trying to land in the water. Like, you have to actually come in here. That's the first thing I do, is I click on departure, runways, and I check the runway dimensions and runway type. So this is an asphalt runway, 1,300 meters. Barring something funny, we should be able to get in and out of this airport. So, moment of silence, please, for Alpha 7 Zulu Zulu. Thank you. Okay, if you know, you know. Alpha 7 Zulu Zulu's in chat, please. Also, always delete departure and set VFR. Really? Is that how you get away with having to call a flight plan? So this is just VFR pattern straight. So if I just go, what if I just do direct? Does that mean I don't have to do the fake ATC thing? Before entry run a quick file with ATC. Huh. All right. I mean, it's not, we're going to do our own departure anyway, so what if I file it now? I was wondering if there was a way around that so we don't have to play the game. But our flight plan is done, so I showed you the flight plan. And also, speaking of management of your aircraft, let's just make sure we have good landing gear. Let's do a checkup here. Let's see what we got. Oh, geez. Okay, maybe I didn't fix all of it. Let's go ahead and, since we're landing on grass, we need to do some maintenance here. Let's get the tires up to snuff. Come on, we're making a lot of money now. Let's get our tires up to snuff. Tire pressure. Yeah, you know what? Oh, damn, that was 11,000 for that? What the hell was that, broken? We might as well just maintain the whole thing at this point. A couple of loose tire pressures. Those are fine. Once we get a little bit lower, everything else looks good. So we've got some suspect tires. Let's go back to the components. Electrical. This should be good condition, right? I'm all sketched out electrical after having my electrical failure in the Vision Jet. So we'll do a little bit of here. Is there a way to avoid ATC? Blue Games, there is, man. So what you do is you go IFR, and then as soon as you cancel IFR, you don't have to talk to ATC, default ATC anymore. So that's what I've been doing. I'm flying on Iveo Premium and so forth. So yeah, that's the way to do it. 12,000. Let's just check. I mean, nothing's wrong with the flight controls, right? Okay, we're going to do that. Fuel, landing gear. Maybe I should check the engines. $13,000? No, we don't need to check that. Hydraulics is new. Lights. I think we're fine. As long as we got gear and, well, what if we need oil? Let's check the oil tank. That's good. Oil quantity. 1 credit to check. All right, oil's good. Turbine engine. They look fine to me. All right, cool. I was wondering why there was 2 of each, but it makes sense. We have 2 engines. Okay, so aircraft has been maintained. Now, again, these are all key steps that you want to be taking when you fly career mode. If you just, like I said, you will get yourself in a pickle, and then you're going to blame Microsoft saying that it's bugged. It's not. They want you to flight plan, and they want you to manage. Here's the next thing. Fuel for the aircraft. Now, pay attention to your current payload. Right now, we're 26,782 pounds. We do not have enough fuel to complete this flight. The flight planner is estimating we need 5928. I can tell you from experience, we're going to need a little more than that. I like to go about right here. For the PC24, 550 miles, climb it up to flight level 450, you're going to save a ton of gas at 45,000 feet. It can get there. Just got to be careful. So right about here, we're going to do this refuel. 26 thou. Oof. Okay, now our total weight, 29,000 pounds. We're starting to get towards the limit of takeoff limitations, but our runway taking off is 1,300. So I think we're going to be okay with 1,300 meters at this weight. Any more than 29,000 pounds here for takeoff, you're really going to want to have 1,500 meters ideally. Okay, so we are riding the razor thin margins as always here at Barry Seal Aviation. So we've got that. We've been fueled up. Airplane is dirty like we like it. Let's go get ourselves into some trouble. Wingnut, what's up, man? I thought Coke paid well. Maintaining these planes on a shoestring budget. Exactly. Well, look, it pays well, but we don't reinvest. Have you seen those videos on YouTube? Those guys flying around like the panels are falling off. It's just duct tape everywhere. Our plane is definitely getting dirtier. Definitely getting dirtier. It's not the dirtiest I've seen. And then here's the other trick. We're going to set up live time. Make sure you have set Zulu minutes bound, and we're going to get our time bound properly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the cockpit first, and I'm going to go ahead and set live time. I believe that's live time. I hope that's live time, because why does it look so dark already? It's 4 o'clock. I don't know if we could land at this runway at night. I think we might have just hosed ourselves. Oh, well. We got to do the pre-flight. Let's go ahead and do ourselves a little pre-flight. Mr. Saturday, could you imagine this airplane with a Boris sound pack? I mean, I watched a PC24 video on YouTube. Looked absolutely epic. Sounded epic. I mean, the engines on startup are freaking nice. You can see here we do have some dirt. We've been working hard at work, hardly working. Now, I really wish we could change the liveries. When are we going to be able to change liveries? But this model is great. It really is nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't have reverse thrust. But she's got big-time brakes. As a matter of fact, can we see the brakes? Let's come in here and take a look. It is pretty, Bill's Mafia. This is one of the few corporate jets, that I've seen as of late that it's like, man, it's got something about it. There's something about the lines on it that it's got that yes factor, That looks pretty dang good to me. As far as taking off here, what are we looking at? We got a ramp area. Where the hell's the runway? Oh, it's out there. I can see the windsock, so we're actually going to taxi out here. We'll go taxi down there. All right, let's go ahead and get in the aircraft. Let's get things going.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Happy to share this flight with you.
PC24 is my if I discover a rich uncle airplane. Yes. I would love to have one of those as well. All right, batteries, generators are coming online. We're going to put our stop starts to run. We're going to put the beacon on. We'll put the logo light on. No smoking seatbelt sign is coming on. Make sure you spam click the caution. Make sure I have all my window views bound. Yes, I do. We're going to wait for our screens to boot up so we can monitor the start. If you don't wait for your screens to boot up, you can't monitor engine start.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like Miss V1. No, it doesn't, does it? Whoa. Interesting. Okay, no comment. All right, we are ready to start. Beacon is on. Let's go ahead and we're going to do a number 2 start first because that's what I saw him do on YouTube. So, ignition start number 2. 0 start sounds. Which is so unfortunate because the real aircraft, the startup is juice. It's absolutely juice. All right, get into N2 on the rise. ITT. Here comes our N1. Sure doesn't look like Miss V1, Bradley. I tell you what, sure doesn't. Let's make sure we actually start up here. Transition complete, Andy B. Sounds like she's spooling up, or looks like she's spooling up now. Pilatus makes beautiful and amazing airplanes. The idea of making the cockpit of 24 of the PC12 NGX was genius. Yeah, it's it's taken a page out of Airbus's playbook. Get the cockpits the same. Good start on number 2. We'll go ahead and start engine number 1. While that starts, let's take a look at our informations. What time is it Zulu in real life? I don't believe it's 0004Z.
Sensitive cargo containers are designed to withstand turbulence, but it's crucial that you keep a steady flight speed and adjust to changing
2154Z,
conditions.
that's the one I want. So
Let's get the cargo there
2154Z
secure
is
and
set.
on time.
There we go, that's bright. I was going to say, it looked way too dark. 2154Z is set. All right, engines are starting up. Our flight plan is in the box. Origin, Lima. We're going to do a little, while we spool up here. Lima 92. Didn't want to take, huh? Lima 92. Oh, it doesn't want to take that. That's fine. We don't need that. What we do need, though, is the takeoff here. We're going to adjust these V speeds. These are Pilatus speeds. So we're going to do 110, 118, 130, and then 180, or let's call it 145. So it's 110, 118, 130, 145. We'll send those over here. Magic Barrel Ref. We'll announce the taxi. We'll set our top altitude, flight level 40. We're going to start at 40. Make sure we have enough juice to get to 45. 40 set. Isn't Zulu and UTC the same? Yes. I was looking over here, but it was saying 0004Z, and I was like, that ain't right. Dale, yeah, using the 146 on this would be pretty fun too. All right, our speeds are set. We're going up to 40,000 feet. No flight director takeoff. We're going to do flaps 8 for departure. Flaps 8 is set. Trim up 2.2 today. 2.2 is set. We got to get our circuit breakers pushed in. Now you will get a no takeoff config warning no matter what you do, unfortunately. Okay, that's all set. What kind of cams we got online? These are not the right cams. We're going to be using our Throttletek and our CLS yoke. There we go. That is set proper. All right. All right, flaps 8. Cabin pressure bug is not fixed, Jonathan, but it won't get you in the 24. It gets you in the 12. All right, flight plan is set, flaps 8. Let's do a flight control check. All right, let's get out of here. Announce taxi. Lights are coming on. Brakes are released. Iveo Premium. Yes. Oh, you're right. We need to connect. You're right. We forgot to connect Iveo Premium. November 357 Bravo Sierra. Type code PC24. Auto ATC Squawk 7753. Com transponder 7753. We're squawking. Do we have to turn it on? 7753 is set. And com, it needs to be 122.8. Nope. 122.8. Enter. And we'll flip you over. 22.8 is up. There's nobody else here, but we are on Iveo Premium. So, we're set. Let's go. We'll make a right-hand turn. So, Jonathan, yeah, that cabin pressure bug, unfortunately, in the PC12, you got to stay below 17. Or if you stay at 17.5, you'll be fine. What's ironic is the PC24, it shows that it's not pressurizing, but it doesn't say it doesn't simulate that you're not pressurizing for some reason. So there definitely need to be worked out. There's definite bugs. But you can still, that's what makes this airplane a real moneymaker though, because we can take this sucker up to 450, sip on the gas, fly fast, and go far. Whereas in the PC12, we really can't take advantage of the high altitude performance because we're capped at 17.
Lima Niner 2 traffic Ringo Bravo. Sierra Lima Niner 711 taking off runway tree 2 departure to the north.
Alright, clear left. We get the logo light on, we get our taxi lights on before we go, our landing lights, wing lights are set. And here we go. Thrust set. This is Lima 92. Do I know where it is? No idea. Never been here in my life. Looks pretty sweet though. It's Big Island Airport. Apparently. 3-2 for departure, that makes sense. Windsock check. Where'd the windsock go? Were we not looking at a window? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so 3-2 would be good for departure. That checks out. I've had to fly all my cargo missions at 10,000 feet just to not die. Well, you can go above 10, Jonathan. Yeah, you can take that PC12 up to 17.5. Some people have taken it up to 18. Seth Jones. So you want to go to your keyboard commands or whatever binding that you want to bind it to, and you want to set Zulu time, and it says set Zulu hour, set Zulu minutes. Sometimes I have to toggle between both of them. So set Zulu minutes is the one that typically works for me. You set Zulu minutes, but you can only do it from inside the cockpit. So you got to load in, go to the cockpit, and then press your key command, which for me is the question mark, and it'll set your time. Now, I've bound set Zulu hour and set Zulu minutes, and sometimes I toggle it. Like you saw, we did it, and it was 22, or it was 004Z, and I'm like, that's not right. So then I did it again, and then it was right. So sometimes you got to toggle it. But yeah, courtesy of Jeff Fabiano, man, he's saved us. So now we can fly real time, real weather. So we can make, now this PC12, it does turn on a dime. Differential thrust, a little asymmetrical braking. This runway does look a little short. Are we sure it's 1,300 meters? Look at that nose wheel, though. That way that nose wheel just free casters all the way over. Pilatus, baby. They got it right. Runway 32 checks. All right. Visual flight control check. One more time. Let's check the elevator one more time. I've had that happen. All right, 400 is set. We'll go ahead and do a heading on departure. Are y'all ready? Let's go. It's in meters, Andy B. It's in meters, so can't change it. Spool 'em up 50. Yoga's in chat. Godspeed, brothers. Let's go. No takeoff config. You'll get that. I'm fine. Pedostatic is in. Let them spool up, hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes. Spooled, release, here we go. A little bit of a crosswind from the right, actually. Thrust set. 100 knots. V1. Ooh, that wind is getting me good. Positive rate, gear up, fly with. Wow, that wind got us good there. Look at that. We're taking off from 4,000 feet. We must be on some mesa. We're going to contact the center, and then we're going to cancel.
Los Angeles Center, Gringo Bravo.
Start a right-hand turn to the right. Bank angle check to the right. We don't need the helpers. We'll get rid of those gates. 180 knots. Flaps coming up. That's a weird Alamo airstrip, huh? Where is Alamo airstrip? We're going to pitch for speed 250 on this one. Well, we don't want to get dock points, so let's take it back a little bit more. We'll do a heading sync. We'll do a flight level change. Manual speeds FMS, please. I'll tell you what, I think it's 180 is the best VY climb, so we'll go with 180 on the pitch. We'll acknowledge the squawk code.
Roger, Gringo Bravo, Sierra Lima Niner 711.
Look at that. We're also in max berth. We should drop it back to MCT. Let's request IFR clearance, then we're going to cancel.
Los Angeles Center, Gringo Bravo, Sierra Lima Niner 711.
Auto throttle's engaged.
10,800 foot. Request IFR to India Delta 29er ready to copy.
Let's select 200 on the speed. 10,000 feet, lights are coming off.
Is cleared to India Delta 29er airport. As filed. Squawk 4022.
Acknowledge the squawk code, then we'll cancel.
Gringo Bravo, Sierra Lima Niner 711 cleared to India Delta 29er airport as filed. Squawk 4022.
Gonna bug
Gringo
250.
Bravo, Sierra Lima Niner 711 reback correct. Radar contact 13,000 feet, altimeter tree 0.
Turn the scratch pad. Let's go direct ILC, direct to, activate, nav, acknowledge the instruction, and then this is where you get rid of ATC. So once you've copied the IFR clearance, this is what you do here. You come here and cancel IFR. Boom, cancel IFR, and now we're done. Now we can use IVEO Premium, VATSIM, whatever you want to use.
Cancel IFR at this time. Gringo Bravo, Sierra Lima Niner 7.
Man, this window is dirty. Why didn't anybody clean the window before takeoff?
Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200.
This is by St. George, Utah, near Zion and Bryce Canyon. All right. I mean, it seems like a legit little airstrip. All right, pitching for 250. Once we get it trimmed out, it's nice. One thing I've noticed, I might have to change, I think because I have my trim bound in my CLS software and in the sim, it's like going double speed. Window cleaning is not an expense, Barry Seal, chin shoulder. I know, we need to just fly through some rain. Yeah, we climbed up fast to 10,000, but we also took off at 4. It was only 6,000 feet, and we took off at 4,000 feet field elevation. All right, as we go through 18,000 feet, we'll Magic Barrel Ref update it, and then we'll just go ahead and push for standards. STDs are set, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and engage the autopilot at this point. So heading is selected, or heading is synced, nav is on, AP engaged. Nav, autopilot, damp, flight level change to flight level 400. We're going to have to change the speed here as we climb up. 250 might be a little bit hot trying to get to 40,000 feet. We'll transition to a Mach hold at about 5.8. I feel like 5.8 Mach is pretty good for getting up high on this airplane. Not bad though, not bad wing views, not bad texturing. Let's go ahead and switch our comm back to 22.8 though, 122.8, enter that, transfer it over. So now we're on proper ATC. Is this cargo or people? Well, this is, so I think this is like a combi mod. They've taken out 4 seats. So you got 4 seats and then some cargo area. Oh, I didn't know the sunshades actually worked. Oh, should we go full-blown, like, legit Barry Seal mode? Wait, can you see this from the outside when they're all closed? Hold on. Okay, that's funny. It's like flying to Area 51 or Janet. All the window shades down, please, for departure. All right, we already have our speeds. We're climbing up. Let me do... Let's let's look at our altitude speed situation here. So, cruise speed, no, we're gonna change that. To Mach 60, enter. 0.60 Mach. Cruise altitude initially is going to be 40000. Flight level 400. Okay. That's what I planned. It's about 230 indicated. And what we can do is, let's cut the corner here. Let's go direct to, let's take a look at any long-range weather radar here. So I'm going to bring up the weather radar, I'm going to bring up the next rad. Zoom it out. Doesn't look like there's anything going on right here. Get rid of that. TCAS is on. That looks good. I wonder what the charts button does. Alright, so we're set. Let's go direct to Crito. Cut the corner. Navin, bank angle checking. Force Raptor, you're telling me that's the destination? The closed runway, 2,600 feet? Oh boy. 2,600? That's going to be tight. That's going to be tight. The PC24, I believe it is Coronado. I believe it is Coronado. I have another really helpful career mode shortcut if you want. Oh, we don't want no career mode shortcuts. You can share it for Blue Games though. Share it for Blue Games. We don't do any shortcutting here though at the Barry Seal Logistics. The only time we've ever shortcut was our first flight in the 172 in our career mode, and after we crashed. We sim rated because I was so pissed. I knew I could stick the landing there in Cuba. So we tried it one more time. We don't sim rate in career mode. The only sim rating is acceptable when you're freelancing, trying to get your company. Blue Game says the grind is real. Blue, listen, man. I'll tell you the way to grind it out without having to cheat though. Get yourself the Vision Jet and just do Vision Jet missions. Don't save your money for any. Don't buy anything else. All medevac are 5 hours and a 2.8. Yep, I know it. Blue Games. Do not get the Caravan. If you got the Caravan, sell that sucker. The best bang for your buck airplane. So this is from Trial and Air. Get the Vision Jet on a charter company. That's your first step. So we opened up Barry Seal Charter. That was our front company to launder the cash through Barry Seal Logistics, our freight operator. We saved up, we bought the Caravan. I did not want to fly 5 hour legs in a Caravan. I was completely disappointed with that. So sold the Caravan, grinded just a little bit in the 172 to get a Vision Jet. Once you get the Vision Jet, dude, you're making $300,000, $400,000 a flight. So get the Vision Jet. You do, if you do a dozen flights in the Vision Jet, the Vision is only $770,000. So as long as you didn't spend any money yesterday, I saw your video that you posted Firebomb, and you had $1 million in the bank. So you have enough to get the Vision Jet. Get the Vision Jet, you're going to make the most money per flight in that aircraft. And they're short flights. They say they're 3 hours or whatever, or 2. It's literally like maybe an hour max, all the private charter flights in the Vision Jet. Once you get enough money and you want to go back to your freight operation, get the PC12 or the Sky Courier. There's two fronts on this. The Sky Courier is great, and I believe you can actually take it higher than the PC12 because it won't run out of oxygen. The PC12 is going to be the best way to do the long freight missions. You'll be capped at 17,000 feet, but you'll get almost $1 million a flight, dude. So then you can save up for the PC24, And then the PC24 is going to be your moneymaker, because now we can get up to 45,000 feet, save fuel, 900 to a million, 1,200,000, 1,300,000 per flight. Mike P is in the house. Mike P, dude, good to see you, man. Guys, can we get some positive rates for Mike P back in the chat? Real world first responder, firefighter, been fighting the fires down there in LA.
Bank angle.
Back to V1. Life is good again.
Hey, Mike P, thanks for all you do, man. I saw the pictures you posted. Absolutely wild situation going on down there. I'm glad you're okay. I was thinking about you as soon as those fires broke out, man. I was like, damn, I bet Mike P is going to be getting called in to do some firefighting. So, yeah, guys, positive rates for Mike P on the ground, 36 hours straight fighting fires out there in LA. So, glad you're back, man. Try to stay safe out there, man. We appreciate all you do. Probably shouldn't have called it a shortcut, but it would keep from having to press IFR then cancel. Flight Sim guy says, once you get in the cockpit on the ground, open your EFB. Oh, Flight Sim guy, I did not know that. Okay, I was wondering, so if you set 11,000 as the cruise altitude, no, that's, I wouldn't consider that a, yeah, I wouldn't consider that a cheat. That's good to know. So before, so set flight level 11 or 12,000 before you take the runway, and you won't have to use ATC until you reach the destination. Okay. All right. Very cool. Thank you. Wignut, thanks for the 45 months support, man. I appreciate you. It says, thanks, Mike. Appreciate you putting it in line for our benefit. Absolutely. Dude, I've been watching, I feel like I've learned so much about firefighting now, because I've been watching all these videos, like why the pumps run dry. And I guess one of the major issues was that Palisade stock tank was empty for maintenance or something. So like one of the major reservoirs for the tanks was empty. They're crazy. And I learned all about the fire hydrants and how it uses the own weight of the water to use as pressure. And then when you all tap into the same, it was an impossible situation, like he says. I mean, crazy. It's horrific. I took off out of LA the day those fires broke out. So I just escaped it. It's crazy, man, because I had pictures, everything. Oh, look how pretty it is. But it was windy, and I even said it on stream when I came back. I was like, yeah, the winds were 50 knots in Burbank. Just crazy. You got to do maintenance at some time. Don't think they could have predicted the winds that far out? Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's just one of those things that's like, of course it happens when that is being, or that's taking place, right? Of all the time, just Murphy's Law going into effect. And then I was reading about, since we're not at 45,000 feet yet, but there was a lot of conspiracies about why the tree's still standing and all that. And then I was watching this one guy who's was a fire chief or whatever. And I guess when the fire is spreading that fast, the way the trees are, a lot of times the trees don't burn to the ground. Like just the dry husks and stuff on those palm trees will burn, and then they blow off, and then that starts a fire at the house, and then that thing burns to the ground, and then another tree catches. But like it doesn't necessarily burn all the trees down. They just kind of fly into the trees. It burns a little bit, and then it just, like that one clip, there's I'm sure everybody's probably seen it. There's a clip, I think it's in front of a McDonald's sign, and you can see the palm tree where the dry husks and stuff are burning, and just the sparks that are flying off that from the winds. It's insane. Tree still standing, happens on every fire. Yep, crazy. Tim K, Mike, thank you so much for what you do. I can't even imagine. You walk the walk, sir. Absolutely, Tim K. Thanks for the support, my man. We're climbing pretty good here, chat. Let's keep it going. Let's select 450. Let's keep the flight level change going. 45. We're still maintaining 1,000 feet per minute at 6.4 Mach. Might get a little tight, but let's keep it as is. We're doing all right. Watch our fuel flows. We're at 1,000. We need to get that number down here pretty soon. I think once we get to cruise, we should be about 600 aside at 45,000 feet. Really start to save gas once we hit that 45,000 foot mark. V1, good to catch the live stream while working at a children's hospital near Salt Lake City. Mike Tyson Jr. Oh, Mr. Tyson Jr. You're not Mr. Mike Tyson Jr., are you? Man, appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Doing the Lord's work at a children's hospital, too, man. Appreciate you. Mike P, is there so I also, I was listening to some other podcasts about the whole situation down there, and now I'm just trying to see if since we got a boot on the ground that's in the chat, he can squash all the rumors. So they're saying that a lot of the brush removal had been stopped or been paused in Palisades. Is there any truth to that as well? Because I've heard of that before, just in California in general, where they don't do controlled burns. And I mean, we do. I mean, heck, they do controlled burns in Texas even, like clearing up brush and stuff around like neighborhoods. So because I always thought that was a contributing factor to these crazy fires too. If you don't clear underbrush, then that's just more fuel to get burnt up. Speaking of children's hospitals, how's VFE's hand? He's good, dude. Yeah, it's, those apple slicers where you press them on both sides and it slices the apple in 5 pieces or whatever? Right when I turned her stream on, I just hear this screaming. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And sure enough, he decided to, try to apple slice his own hand, but stuck some Band-Aids on it and he'll be all right. So, yeah, dude. An innocent piece of the hardware becomes violent for toddlers. I'll try to open up my other window shade here. State of California has severely limited any brush clearance, so that is true. Okay, that's wild, man. Vicky G, apple slicer 1, toddler 0. Eucalyptus trees are hyper flammable, not great in a fire. Yeah, eucalyptus. Dude, I love the smell of eucalyptus trees. That reminds me of my childhood a lot when I'd go see my grandparents out there in Santa Cruz area. A ton of eucalyptus trees. But, I mean, yeah, it's basically oil, right? Character has been built, I know. Yeah. He's a tough little guy, that's for sure, man. All right, 2,000 feet to go. You can see we're still creeping in there, 300 feet a minute. Look at our fuel flows, though. We're already down to 847 aside. That's good. Looks like destination, 1 hour, 22 minutes. So we'll cruise it up here. We'll sit back, relax once we reach our cruise altitude. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Mickey G. I'm not sure how much he can actually feel in that hand, because I don't know if y'all remember when he was like not even a year old. No, he had to be a year old, I guess. He's almost 2. He'll be 2 in April. When I was at the Georgia house, he went out. I had the smoker going, and he literally went up to the smoker and put his hand on the firebox. And on my model, the bottom gets super hot because it actually burns real wood on the Woodwind Pro. And he just went up, stuck his hand on it, pulled it off, and I mean, it was like 4-inch bubbles on the surface of his hand. They had to do surgery to it was horrific. That was wow. And I was like, well, is he going to have fingerprints after this? Because his whole hand was done. But he pulled through that. So, but that's the same hand he sliced up. So I was like, well, how much does he actually feel on this hand? But he's got no fingerprints and scars now. Yeah, he gave the barbecue a high five. Indeed, yeah. Slow motion, man. Like, I was walking inside, and I told Miss V1, I was like, hey, watch him. And as soon as I was coming back out, and I see him walking up, and I just see his hand doing this motion. Like, oh, he's going to figure this out. And I thought it would just be a quick, he just put it on there. And he held it on there until he realized it hurt. destined to be a member of Men in Black. I know it. That's what I'm saying, Wingnut. Perfect candidate for BSL employment. All right, we're leveled at 45,000 feet. Let's go ahead and knock our Mach back a tad. Now, here's the one thing I have noticed. We're actually going to take control of the auto thrust. So in the PC24, the auto thrust does a decent job, but it will hunt a little bit. So we're going to set a fixed power setting. We got to find a right about, it's right between the two detents. Let's go with 96. I don't want to be burn too much. We're looking for, let's try 98%. Let's get it down 97.5. I'm looking at the fuel flows. I want to be right around 600 pounds an hour. Close enough. It's right there about 620, 612. We'll see what that kind of gives us speed-wise. Right now we're 6.6 Mach. We got a ground speed of 372. Seatbelt sign is coming off. You're now free to move about the cabin. Waypoint check. Looks like some centers just hopped online. We'll get some tunes online here. We'll monitor our situation for a few minutes. So, oh, here's another tip before we really settle in. So the fuel flow here, this is based on one engine. Because right here it says fuel flow 620. They literally just copied and pasted the PC12 avionics and didn't even attempt to change it for the PC24 as far as fuel flow numbers go. So this is not accurate information. What you have to look at is over here. So right now, let's just call it 620 aside. So that's 140 pounds per hour, or I'm sorry, 620, 1,200 pounds per hour. And we've got 1,800 pounds on board. We've got about an hour and 13 minutes to the destination. So we've got plenty of gas with just a little bit of reserve. And I'm okay, now that we know the runway is like 2,700 feet, I'm okay burning a little bit more than normal. This is going to flash red at you because it's not pressurizing, but it will work. This doesn't give you oxygen. This is to activate the oxygen in the quick dawning oxygen masks. So that doesn't really have an effect on any of the oxygen system. But there we go. We're leveled off. Let's see what kind. We'll go full screen cam here. Oop, we don't need that. That theme just likes to play itself. We do have center online, Seattle Center. We're going to be flying through their airspace here anytime soon. What is that thing blinking red? Thrust set. That's to tell us that we have exceeded the cabin altitude for the aircraft. So if this was real life right now, you'd have real life cabin issues, emergency descent procedures going on. For some reason, it doesn't ding you in the PC24. In the PC12, it will. It actually says, hey, you're running out of oxygen. You got to get down because the cabin's not pressurized. Looking to land with 300 pounds of fuel on board. Proper efficiency. That's what we're talking about. One go around is all we get. Man, I was so bummed we balled up that first landing. And where'd we land? Somewhere in Cuba? We got to watch that. Maybe we should watch that again. Got some sweet photos from that. And I figured out where they were. They were super hidden for me. Let me see if I can find them again. If you missed the last stream, check these out. Remember all those photos we took? Yeah. How do you have your parking brake and engine master switches bound? I do not have the engine masters bound, but I have the parking brake bound to my parking brake on the Throttletek. Set parking brake, I believe. Set is the on position, and then when it's not in the on position, it's not set, so it's off. Alright, app data, local packages, limitless. That's the wrong one. Where is it? Nope. Where the heck is it now? Screenshot. Yeah. Hold on, you guys gotta see these. What? Why doesn't it show you? Oh, come on, really? Well, that's lame. Zachary Contrabasso, my man. Hi everyone, how do you like the boar sounds? Dude, they're the best. They are the best. I'm looking forward to seeing his, what's it called, 737 live. I don't know why I can't show these to you. Okay, well that's lame. What if I copy all of them to make them just regular images? Hold on. Can we expect a Boar 737 stream from me? Probably. It won't move them. It's like they're locked. Okay, well that's super lame. I can't even show you the pictures. Yo, what is going on? Alright, more than one way to skin a cat. Nope, won't let me do that either. Wow. Never mind. Don't know why I can't show you all the pictures. I can't start the APU on the fly-by-wire in 24. Also, I get a CTD soon after spawn. Okay, how'd you install it, Artem? Did you install it properly by going to the fly-by-wire installer? Because if you just drag and dropped it, that's not the right way to do it, man. You gotta go to the installer. I know a guy that flew King Airs for a NASCAR team, and after their team won, they were rowdy in the back. He put on his oxygen mask, depressurized the cabin, and made him go to sleep. Wow. Well, leave it up to NASCAR. Given today's Blanco Lirio vid, you think all the plane spotting is a good thing? What? Oh, to Qatari, there's a Blanco Lirio vid? Artem, make sure you have the right... Did you do it... You set the community and the install path, right? So you changed 2 folders to 24? Maybe try, just at a testing, try a different livery, and if that doesn't help, then you're gonna have to check in the Fly-by-Wire Discord. I haven't seen or heard of that issue happening to anybody, so you might be the first. Do I still use Atmos in 2020? No, I don't use it. It gave me a blue screen. It's dead to me. For me, would it be worth it if it didn't blue screen my computer? Yes, I bought it for $9. So for what it provided, it was great. It gave you the great sky colors that we have by default in 24. I mean, not quite as good as 24, but it got you very, very close. But like I said, one blue screen for me, you're dead to me. But if you can run it I'd get it if it's on sale. If you can buy it on a sale for like $9, then I would pick it up and try. Did I do something to my microphone? No, not really. It's probably because I'm trying to read the chat and the microphone's over there. But it should be the same. Does it still sound different? I don't know. What did Blanco Lirio say today? I didn't realize that music volume was up to 11. Let me see. Where's Wingnut when you need him? Loss of separation. What's he saying here?
The recent loss of separation event between a Delta A330 and a United 737 at Phoenix's Sky Harbor Airport back on the 11th of January is a great reminder for all of us who fly the line just how careful we got to be in dealing with these visual approaches to parallel runways, and is a great refresh on that in a minute when we look into the regulations.
100 clear visual approach runway.
So
72's level 8000 with Delta.
Southwest 2657, flight present heading vectors to final descend and maintain 5000.
Present heading, just do 8 now.
UPS 9872 heavy, yes, reduce speed to 170 then, and you can still fly present heading, maintain 8000, I'll lower for shortly.
All right,
I'm looking at the track here.
Heading 8000.
I don't want to get a cease and desist from Blanco Lirio.
Heavy, turn left heading 100 clear visual approach runway 8.
Why is Delta 70, where is it? Doesn't have the ground speed? I'm pretty sure this dude was doing like 250. Oh, you can hear it.
And Delta 1070 is responding to a TA or an RA.
1070 heavy. Roger. UBS 1724, thank you. Let me know when you've...
I don't know, his ground track
the
looks
traffic is beneath you,
similar.
heavy 7, Delta 1070.
Delta 1070 heavy.
In this situation, and United
I don't know what he's talking about, but he's probably just talking about the TCAS, which we talked about briefly on the last stream. What were you saying, though, about plane spotters? What's wrong with plane spotters? I don't think that's not a near miss. I mean, they're still 500 feet apart almost. I mean, 400 something feet apart. Like, that's what TCAS is there for, you know? It just was, if anything, it was bad vectoring or too fast for the crews coming in on approach. That's what I think. I mean, we talked about it on the last stream, you know, departing DFW used to always get those TAs leveling at 10,000 feet. TCAS came on and it was fine. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I don't know. And like the images of the airplanes from the ground, like you can't tell how far an airplane is from somebody's camera down on the street. There's like, it's so skewed. There's no way you can tell. Some things may look way closer than they actually are. Maybe they were flying the FS Labs and TCAS wasn't on. Do you think the attention Boyhurst pilots having mistaken don't put it out in public? Do you think the attention hurts pilots? I don't know. I mean, listen. We always fly, and we talk about this every time you go back to the schoolhouses. You always got to fly like somebody is watching you, because at the end of the day, somebody probably is watching you, whether it's a plane spotter, whether it's just a bystander out on the, you know, at the airport. So you always got to be doing things thinking that somebody is watching what you're doing. So I don't think there's any problem with plane spotters or anything like that. I mean, sometimes it's unfortunate, like the United 777 incident. That would never have been brought to light had it not been for a flight-aware fanatic that found that weird track months after the incident had happened. So what had happened with United is basically they had that data all on their ASAP program, whatever, and United took care of it internally, but then somebody turned that data in from FlightAware into the FAA, and then the FAA launched an investigation. So, I mean, you always gotta be careful, man. There's always gonna be somebody watching. I doubt pilots are gonna get stage fright, worry about some dude filming you. I feel like realizing you have 150 counting and get somewhere safe. Yeah. Spotters likely played a role in the low-level crash of a Hornet in Star Wars Canyon a few years back, trying to get closer and fast to the rocks and tied the record. Wait, so the record is hitting the wall? Or hitting the canyon? Dang, dude, that's crazy. What happened? I mean, did they just like crash? Did they eject? What happened? See, now that's crazy. Did you ever try to get close to the spotter's wingnut? You probably did. I mean, that's tough. Let's try to find a better one here. Nope. Slammed in the canyon wall at 600 knots, no ejection. Whoa. Couple of spectators hit by debris. Dude, that's not good. Dang. That's crazy. I always look like it on the top of the spear. As long as I get there safely, everyone behind me will be fine too. There you go. Listen, if you're ever afraid or thinking that pilots don't care about the safety of the airplane, just remember the first part of the airplane to crash is the cockpit. So don't worry. They don't want to crash any more than you do. That's for sure. Man, 600 knots into a freaking wall. Golly. Can't imagine, dude. The way the controller kept her composure, she knew she had messed up. She immediately refocused. Amazing, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, when you're I don't know what. It'd be interesting to talk to a controller about what their protocol is when somebody tells you that they're responding to an RA. I would imagine it has something to do with, just be quiet, let them do the response. Because even if you get let's say you get a controller command and a RA command, you're instructed as a pilot to follow the RA. So that's where you would ignore the tower instruction, which is kind of crazy. So I don't know if there's some protocol where they kind of sit back and like, okay, let the RA play out, clear the airspace around them. But remember, RAs, they don't happen fast. You have time to react. Like that crew that had that RA, they got a traffic before the RA happened. So now, I don't know what altitudes they were at. 750 feet RA is inhibited. So was it United that was on final? I wonder what their altitude was. Probably got pretty close to being inhibited. That's where it can get real spicy. Yeah, 5 planes. So, yeah, dealing with 5 planes, that's nothing. You got 6 runways, 3 parallels. You're going to have way more than 5 planes on the scope at any given time, I would imagine, especially coming in on like an arrival rush or departure rush. Seattle is 135.45. I'm trying to check, make sure we're not going to run in anybody's airspace today. Got to do a fuel hack here pretty soon. There we are, 357 Bravo Sierra. We are clear. So we're actually going to be clear up to the destination right now. We'll have to do some arrival planning for sure. Oh, I didn't mean to X that out. I was vibing with that. Track there. Dun, dun. Nope. Real fake DJ. Yeah, I know. I shut down the wrong tabs. Team Vonk in the house. What's up, man? And before some idiot charge actually does try putting an AI in charge of ATC control. Well, you know, we were talking about that a little bit on the last stream, is the auto TCAS is already there. So, but what's crazy to think about too is we have all these we have these AI ATC programs for Microsoft Flight Simulator. What if there's going to be some AI ATC real world controller in the future? I wouldn't rule that out. Real world air traffic control AI. Maybe they started in like a non-busy en route sector first. How do you you can send CPDLC messages to change altitudes, get a direct to, etc. Chat GPT ATC. Chat ATC. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Start that in a non-towered airport. Yeah, there you go. That would be interesting. Replace ATL tower with AI tomorrow. Listen, man, Atlanta is just a different animal. You know, they do their own thing in ATL, man. Atlanta's actually got much better, to be honest with you. I mean, I remember years ago, dude, Atlanta, you were always high and fast, always. Like you were hitting, they were shoving you down the ILS, and if you weren't 250 to the marker, I mean, it was bad. And maybe not necessarily on the ILS as much, but I remember coming off the arrival, they would always hold you high for descents, or they'd vector you in on a downwind. And here's like the tip. I mean, if you get a 3,000 or really a 5,000 or lower descent, and you're at 13,000 plus coming down the arrival, just go full boards and get down as fast as you can, because they're trying to get you in on a tight base. So they've got their little windows they got to meet, and you're going to be flying in the top of their window every single time. So, but over the years, they've actually gotten better. I feel like it's a little less aggressive now. But man, I swear that like when I was flying regional stuff going into Atlanta, it was always a pain. Always a pain. ChatGPT once told me that the President of the United States is Oprah. That would be something. Never landing in Atlanta again. Last time I got 3 hours in the customs line. Douglas, that's my number one recommendation. Anybody traveling through Atlanta is go somewhere else. I wonder if pilots flying to SFO would prefer AI. Probably the Germans, right? What is it, the Lufthansa? Hasn't Lufthansa had several issues with the ATC because they didn't want to give them an approach clearance or something like that? They couldn't take the visual approach, and then they had a hold, and then they were going to divert. Was that Lufthansa? They probably would prefer AI going to SFO. I got to tell you, my last couple of trips out there in NorCal approach, guys were pretty awesome. And gals. Matter of fact, the last one, I don't know if I thought of something clever to say. And normally I can come up with clever comebacks on my feet. This one I was kind of just like, I was tired. It didn't happen until after, and I never said it. But signing off, he's like, thanks again. And as always, thanks for choosing NorCal. And I wanted to say, well, I didn't choose. I almost said, well, we don't get to choose. But then I thought that kind of sounded mean. But what I should have said is, well, we don't get to choose, but if I had my choice, I'd pick NorCal. Should have said something like that. But I just laughed it off and switched freaks. But NorCal's was spot on last time I was there, man. Doing good stuff. LA had been swamped a couple times. Low ceilings coming in there. I don't know if it's true, but there was always a rumor that the controllers that were not at the top of the class would get Fenix. I don't know if it's true or not, but that was always the rumor when we were flight training out there. Is like, because if there was one cloud in Phoenix, I mean, it was like a 2-hour delay. It was the 1-2-3 rule. One cloud, 2 airplanes, 3-hour delay. That's what the phrase used to be for flying into Phoenix approach. I don't know. I think it's a training center, though. I think Sky Harbor is for training. I could be wrong. I need Phantom. Where's Phantom when you need him? Delta canceled a flight on me in their AI chat and rebooked me on a flight that had already departed 13 hours earlier. Oh my gosh, thrust set. That's... dang. Man. Good old days. Remember the good old days of, like... I remember... I'll date myself on this one. Like, I remember in order to book a ticket, my mom would be on the phone with America West or Southwest, wherever it was, and when we were trying to fly to San Jose, because that's where I'd go in the summers. And she would be getting all the flights, and then she'd ask me, she's like, okay, so this is, you can do this flight here, or if you want to fly at night. I was like, well, I want to do a night flight. And then they said, do you have anything at night? And I'm like, oh yeah, this one's departing at this time. And like, booking through the phone. I mean, hit the like button if you remember booking tickets through the phone. Now the 1-2-3 rule applies to Newark. Yeah, that's true, Average Squid. Newark is rough. Newark is really saturated, man. Really is. Then they mail you the tickets. Yeah, mail tickets come in the mail. Yep. T-Vodka, that would be, yeah. Do your training at Phoenix and then get the LaGuardia as your first station. Yeah, welcome to real world. So when we trained at a Deer Valley, we had the flight school at Deer Valley, Arizona. Deer Valley Tower, Class Delta, was a training tower. It was a literal training tower for controllers. 2 massive flight schools, Pan Am Flight Academy, later known as Trans-Pacific Flight Academy, my flight academy that was there. 15 to 20 airplanes in the pattern at a time, and training controllers, and massive language barriers. You talk about the Wild West, man. Deer Valley in its heyday, I think it ranked like 3rd or 2nd in terms of busiest airport in the world as far as landings and takeoffs because of touch and goes. So it was the top 3. I can't remember if it was the 2nd or 3rd in the world busiest airport ever. And that was a Class Delta airport in the middle of Arizona. Daytona Beach, same way. Key 6, Daytona Beach was extremely busy. Yep. When it says, I was always told be patient with ATC here. This is a training base at every military base I was ever stationed at. I don't know where they go after they train. The FAA? Probably, dude. Well, you know what the FAA stands for, right? I'm not going to say it. We'll get in trouble. There are some metaphors for that. There is a... FAA does stand for something like that. Just got to be careful what we say. I know a couple of FAA guys. They're actually pretty cool. Delta is now dead to me. I asked the AI chat to get me a live person. They said Delta doesn't offer that. Wow. That's crazy, man. Well, Delta's dead to you. Go fly on United, man. World's friendliest skies. Whatever they say. Big respect to my local tower, PHF. They're right next to an Air Force base, so the fighters come in, do approach all the time. I've been in a pattern with the T-38 Hawker Hunters. That's pretty sweet, Matt. That's pretty sweet, dude. I remember shooting approaches to the same strip in Phoenix there, north of Luke, where the F-16s would do the same thing, too. And I don't know if Wingnut's still here. Luke Air Force Base used to do, I want to say it was Japanese flight training in F-16s. So you had the Chinese at Pan Am Flight Academy, Trans-Pacific. You had the Koreans at Westwind, and then you had the Japanese at a Luke Air Force Base. You talk about a melting pot of language barriers. Wild. My uncle was ATC for the Air Force and lived in Italy, Portugal, and Florida. Always got sent to the Omen or something. Wow. Diabetic lad, my sugar is fine. Give me a medical, dead to me. Well, aren't there? You can get a medical now with diabetes, right? My buddy Pietro Marsala, man, I taught that kid how to fly. You just Google his name. He's like one of the first guys to lobby for getting a medical, first-class medical. The Type 1. Yeah, he's an FO in America now. Pietro. Fly Type 1. I taught that kid how to fly, man. Good dude. Real good dude. Delta's been dead to me for 20 years since they went 4x4, either losing 4x4, either losing mine or someone else I was flying with bags. 100% success rate. Wow, this became the Bash Delta chat. I kind of dig it. Sorry, Wingnut. Nothing like a student pilot in an F-16, lost and low situational awareness at 400 knots. Dude, I can't imagine. I can't even begin to fathom that. Okay, because I know what it's like to teach somebody with no situational awareness doing 90 knots, and it like puts gray hairs on you. I can't imagine doing 400 knots low level with someone that has no SA and a language barrier. That's a whole nother ball game, dude. That's freaking wild. Diverted everyone's luggage to Atlanta. Remember when the AI chatbot was like, or was the AI? There's the AI image of all the airlines saying, you know, what their tagline should be, and it's like Delta Airlines, because everybody should see Atlanta too, or something like that. It's a funny image. Americans was we charge higher than everybody else or something because we have the worst product. I don't know. It was really funny. Chris PT6, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. I'm in your hood, V1 Dallas. Nice. Happy to see you back here on the live stream. Yeah, man. I really wanted to stream tomorrow, guys. I do apologize. We're not streaming tomorrow. I'm out fishing. I'm going to be fishing a nuclear reactor lake, so hopefully I don't get shot because they got the snipers out there. It's actually pretty cool. It's one of the last nuclear reactor lakes that you can fish in Texas. They shut a lot of them down. But it's really good fishing because the water's like 80 degrees in the middle of the winter. Gonna catch a three-headed trout. I don't know about a three-headed trout, but some of the bass eyeballs are glowing. I've seen some glowing eyeballs, that's for sure, man. People eat the fish, the tilapia. It's a huge tilapia lake. I'm like, man, I would not be eating tilapia out of there. But half of me is like, well, why not? Isn't that going to be the cleanest water possible? I mean, the water is always clear. It's warm. There's vegetation. I mean, eh. Five-headed fish taste amazing. Diabetic Lad says some other stuff going on, so sadly, so I'll be first eligible for any class of medical in November 29. Plenty of time to save at least. Nice. All right, Diabetic Lad. We'll be pulling for you, man. Don't give up the dream, dude. American can't cope with another connection through DFW. Fishing over streaming, unsub. Hey, look, I was going to stream. My buddy is the one. We have a tournament there next week. So he's like, hey, you want to go out on Thursday? And he works normally not 9 to 5, like 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. So when he can get a day off during the week, it's a big deal. So I didn't want to let him down. Delta canceled the flight at a John Wayne 2 hours before the departure at 9 p.m. for no reason. Ooh, might have been a crew issue. Problem was I had to get on a cruise ship in Fort Lauderdale the next day, or FFL. Only one flight, United to Newark. Oof. Did you get on it? United to Newark at a John Wayne? What is that, on a 7.5? It's got to be a 7.5 to be able to carry that much fuel and have the performance to get out of John Wayne. It's got to be a 7.5. I don't think the 321 would do that. Maybe. Might be weight restricted. I don't know. Can you take a 321 out of John Wayne to Newark with fuel? Yeah, John Wayne curfew, 10 out, 11 in, I think. I think that's right, A-Rot. I'd hate to hear an airline say we charge more because our planes need the most work. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you could take a 321 empty out. I just don't know with fuel requirement. I guess if you got the winds, you could do it. 319, yeah, 319 could do it, yep. It's funny to me that AA admitted they lose money whenever they fly a wide body domestically. Well, here's the secret. All of them lose money, dude. All of them are losing money flying. They're all banks. 3 legacies, American, Delta, Southwest. We've talked about this before. They're just banks, y'all. They're just banks that have airplanes on the side. Delta, one of the only airlines supposed to profit, $1.4 billion. Okay, they had like they lost... What'd they lose? They like $4 billion, whatever it was. Before the credit card paid them, they were $1 billion in the hole. But then after the credit card payment, they profitable for $1 billion. Speaking of Wingnut, profit sharing check. What are you getting, man? We're gonna see some fancy niche hardware on the channel soon. I think we're gonna see some niche hardware on the channel soon. Wingnut's getting a nice check here pretty soon. But yeah, they just, I mean, they're all banks, dude. Here's the crazy stat. 2% of the American GDP goes through Delta branded Amex. 2%. That is wild. Oh yeah, Fort Lauderdale. It was a 737-800. Wow. Thanks to Flights by Celebrity doing incredible work to get my wife and I to the ship in time. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you made it, Thrustset. Wow, that's impressive. A 738 can take off out of John Wayne and go all the way to Newark with fuel and passengers. That's pretty good. I mean, I guess I guess it's eastbound, so you do have that going for you. That's gotta be a freaking flap 15 Toga. That's pretty impressive. I don't know if the 321... What's John Wayne's runway length again? Can we look it up? 1,700 meters. What's that in feet? 1734. 1734 meters to feet. 5,600. Oh, yeah, that's tight, man. Dang. I would say you'd be weight restricted on 321. I mean, it could do it, but you would be weight restricted. I think you would be weight restricted. Check it on your real EFB. Dennis, I would. My real EFB's in the truck, though. Why do I have my EFB set to comma units? Can I change it? How can I change it, dude? It's in regular. It's just for some reason. See? It's in regular units. It just it always gives you comma units. Yeah, it always gives you comma units. Oh, I gotta do this again? I don't need that. Fuel hack time. We'll be getting closer. 38 minutes out to the airport. We are... let's go direct as Z-tip. So I can do mental math easier here. Alright, 31 minutes, 188 miles. About 150 we'll start down. About 30 miles we're going to start doing our own descent planning. 37 minutes of flight time at this current burn. Right now we're burning 1,200 a side. We've got just under an hour of fuel on board. Barry Seal flight planning at its finest there. Not a whole lot of mess around gas. Not a whole lot of comfort fuel. A full flight too. That's impressive. Got to be getting it done. I will say, so that American livery that Wingnut flew last night, the Legacy or the classic American 737 livery, the bare metal, with the Boris sound set, and I gotta get whatever cockpit mod he had on there for the scratched up cockpit. 10 out of 10. You guys gotta watch this video. If you have any interest in the PMDG 737, or maybe you loved flying the PMDG 737, and now it's like, meh, check out the Boris sound pack that's coming forward, and it will rekindle your love for the 7.3. But Wingnut did a stream on it, and the livery, the wing textures combined with the sounds, oh my gosh, so much juice. I have almost 1 million miles on United. Nice. No, it wasn't Astrojet. It was just the regular bare metal American 7. Was it? What? Was that a 700? Or an 8? No, you were flying an 800, right? Flying the 800? American didn't have 700s. Yeah, that sound pack was insane. And the texturing. Did that texture mod change the wing textures too, or was that just the cockpit? Because those wings looked awesome. The wing looked amazing. The texture of the dirt and the grime. Oh yeah, that's a point, Diabetic Lad. I should use the Astrojet livery. I'll do that. I'll use Astrojet. I do like the Astrojet. CFD is just the cockpit. The American livery had the grimy wings. All right, cool. 10 for 10. Agreed. I got you, Diabetic Lad. All right. Career mode is back. What's up? Your fault that I spent lots of time binge watching all your videos and my den is covered to a flight sim room, so thank you. Hey, no patience for this, man. Appreciate the support. Thanks for tuning in. Well, we got another exciting one for you this evening, man. We're getting ready to start down here just in a few minutes. Just a few minutes, we're going to be starting down. And I've never been to this airport, but it looks just as sussy as the last flight we did going into Cuba. After this, what should we, like, I'm torn on what we need to do as a company. Like, I want to buy another PC12, but it's hard because we can't take full advantage of the PC12. Like, this flight in a PC12 would take a solid 3 hours. We went live, when did we go live? 3:30, a little bit after 3:30, right? So we got airborne probably close to 4. We've only been flying for about an hour. I think when we got to cruise, it was like an hour 22 flight time. The PC12, it's going to take you 3 hours or an hour 50. Or 2 hours, 2.5 hours at least. So that's the reason I don't want to get another PC12. The Sky Courier is about as fast because the PC12 is limited in altitude, so we could do the Sky Courier. But we need to figure out which one has better short field performance, PC12 or Sky Courier, because there are still some runways that we can't get into with the PC12. You still got to be careful. There's still a couple runways that are pretty tight, and I wonder if the Courier would be the best way to use to go about it. What I really want to do is fly King Air ops in private charter, but it won't let you. Or we could get the Saab. But to my knowledge, are there any heavy cargo missions in North America or South America? Has anybody experienced heavy cargo in the Saab anywhere? Because I would hate to spend 20 million or whatever it is to not have any missions. Adam Trash, what's up, man? Thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Hello from DFW. Cowboys are going all the way next year. Man, I don't think so, brother. Appreciate the $5 super chat. All the way to the dumpster might be the way to go. All the way to the dumpster. Yeah, probably. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Wingnut dropping the 5 gifted memberships. Wingnut. Make sure you go check out Wingnut Simulations. Or no, it's, what is it? Full Flap Simulations. Thanks for the 5 gifted sub, man. Appreciate you. Very kind. If you pick up a membership from Wingnut, make sure you shout them out. Say thank you. Should feel honored. You were just gifted a membership by a U.S. Navy fighter pilot. Pretty hardcore, man. Did some SOB ops in Trinidad. Trinidad? Where's Trinidad? Trinidad and Tobago? Loving the GA flying in 24, even if it's the lesser sim. Nah, it's not the lesser sim. Have you tried, Wingnut, have you tried the Beach 18 with the mod yet? Beach 18 with the mod to make it legit. I would love to have a fleet of Beach 18s, and that's the only reason I really haven't bought any more airplanes too, is because I keep hoping we're going to have an update to career mode, and in that update it's going to allow us to use other aircraft such as the Beach 18, the Seminole, well not the Seminole, maybe the 414, but at least the Beach 18. If it gave me the Beach 18, I would buy 5 Beach 18s. Imagine doing light cargo in the Beach 18. That would be so much fun. What's more depressing, not qualifying like the Cowboys or dropping out like the Vikings with Goat Darnold? Listen, I don't get disappointed from the Cowboys anymore, man. It's expected. Until Dak Prescott is no longer here, we're not going anywhere. I mean, that's just the facts. That's just the facts. Dak Prescott is not the guy. Richard at Pin, we're going to ID 29. Until Adobo fixes the broken stuff, this is all about all we can do unless we spice it up ourselves. Just disregard reputation and YOLO. I agree, Key 6. He's a decent regular season quarterback. That's it. He cannot be. Here's the thing. You want to know if you've got the guy or not on your team, and then we got to start down. There's a simple way to know if you've got the guy or not. You're down by 5 points. You have a minute 37 on the clock and 2 timeouts. What names come to mind? It ain't Dak Prescott, I tell you that. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers in his prime, Tom Brady, obviously, GOAT. Brett Favre in his prime, GOAT. Well, now, Tom Brady's the GOAT, but Brett Favre, Steve Young, those guys, Drew Brees, John Elway. Yep. Not even Lamar. See, Diabetic Lad, not even Lamar. Lamar's close. But he doesn't come to my mind. He's like on the fringe. You know, he's on the fringe. Both Mannings, absolutely. 2 minutes, a minute 35 timeouts. Dak Prescott, you're going 3 and out, throwing a pick, or you're going 4 and out. And that's it. Game over, dude. Definitely not Caleb Williams. Definitely not. You're naming Hall of Famers. Exactly. Well, those are the guys. Those are the guys to get it done. You know who else? Ben Roethlisberger. He was a guy in his prime. Dude, Rodgers this year, everyone says he's washed. Dude, Rodgers has the same stats as Josh Allen, who's like, could be MVP. I mean, you look at their numbers, or regular season numbers. The Jets have had the second or third best quarterback year in their franchise. So it's not that Aaron Rodgers is obviously not who he used to be. It's obvious. But he's not just trash. There's no way. Dude threw for over 3,000 yards, 20-something touchdowns. He's got the fewest interceptions of like anybody in the NFL. Come on, man. Nah, Burrow's not there for me yet either. Yeah, Bryce Young. You know what? Jaden Daniels is a guy, Mitchell. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a guy. I'm half pulling for the what are they? The Redskins, Commanders. I'm half pulling for Washington, man. Jaden Daniels, I like that dude. You know, it all comes down. There's teams that aren't great, but can be good. They always have a moment in a season where it's either going to work out for them and they're going to have a decent season, or it's not going to work out for them and they'll probably go in the toilet. And it was the Hail Mary against the Bears. That Hail Mary touchdown against the Bears, rocket ship. Take a team that was kind of like nobody really knew if they were going to be good or not. They weren't expected to be good, and now they're in the second round of the playoffs. So Come on, man. Jaden Daniels, I think he's going to be a guy, man. I really do. He's like, he almost looks like, he almost plays like a Lamar, but not quite Lamar-esque. You know, he's smaller than Lamar, and I think he's got a better arm. He's super chill. He is Mickey G. But he's a football player, man. You can tell when he drops back, like, all right, he's going to do something good. He's going to do something good. And most of the time he does. All right, 120 miles out. Well, we got to start planning this descent, y'all. I've never been to this airport. We got 1 minute left on this song, and then we're going to set it up. Let's enjoy some juice. We got to make sure we don't ball up this airplane because I'm not spending another $7 million to fix it. I'm always afraid that he will snap in half. Yeah, he needs, yeah, he's got to, I think, well, yeah, it'd be nice to see him bulk up a little bit. CJ Stroud, nah, yeah. He's not there for me yet. Given your fuel situation, you should plan an open descent. No, we're going to be at idle all the way down. We're going to be all the way down. Force Raptor, 2,600 feet. All right, it's time to go to work, y'all. It's time for Barry Seal to go to work. Let's bring up the sounds. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. So, for planning purposes, we don't have any center on. Why don't we go direct to the runway so we can get a direct line distance, make our life easier. So we're going to go direct to the field, activate that, direct to 140-mile direct line distance. I feel like we should be popping flares every time I see that brake. 140 miles out, we're going to start planning our descent situation here. We are not going to let what happened last time in Cuba happen again this time. It's not going to happen. All right, we are 45,000 feet. Let's look at, is it in Navigraph? Oh, I don't think it's even in Navigraph. Hold on, let me do this thing. It's not in Navigraph. What? Doesn't matter, I don't need Navigraph. All right, so let's go to Flight Planner. Right now we're going to runway 01. Can I change that? Why do I have an F-16 as my aircraft? Alright, I need to change the layers on this map. We need terrain highlight. Oh, woof. Alright, so sitting in a ridge? I did not realize the terrain was going to be like this. I thought it was more flat land. Okay, so we've got obviously a river basin here. Runway 1 is what we're going to plan on. I'm trying to plan our best way to set up an approach. Let's go back to satellite. Now that I know what's on our ridge line, I guess I can kind of see that now. You can kind of see the contours now. Okay. So runway 1 is definitely what we're going to plan on because we've got a nice clear. This is going to be an uphill. We want to take the slope with us. We're going to plan on runway 1. Plus, I would imagine the winds are prevailing out of the north. So, runway 1, I'm thinking if we approach, can we go direct to? Show us, yeah, we're going direct to right now. So we're going to be approaching from this angle. I think we fly over the field, take it out over the water, and kind of set us up for a left base, left traffic to runway 1. I think that's going to be the plan. Now, what's interesting is we need to know the field elevation. Big Island Airport, field elevation is 2,162. So let's round that up. Let's call it 2,200 feet field elevation. Do a little math situation here. Let me get the calculator out. 2,200 feet. We want to do a traffic pattern at 1,500 feet above that. So we want to be 3,700 feet in the pattern. Now there's going to be some terrain around there. I don't know how high that terrain is going to be. That may hinder our approach. So let's go ahead and take 45,000 feet. That's 3,700. 41 times 3, 123 miles, which is right now. This is when we're going to start down. So because I don't know the terrain, I'm going to set 10,000 and then we'll reset it as we get closer. So we'll set 10,000 feet here. I'm going to re-engage the auto thrust. I'm going to scroll the speed back 6.3, and we're going to vertical speed our way down here. Vertical speed selected, we're going to start trickling down. We'll start out about 1,200 feet per minute. Let's go ahead and bring up our overlays. We will need synthetic vision for this, so synthetic vision will be on. No radar, no weather out there to worry about, so we got that going for us. We still got the sunlight. We need 3,700 feet traffic pattern altitude. The runway distance is 2,600 feet long. Douglas says we got peaks 6,300 to the north, 6,100 to the south. Okay, so that might be a problem. What I might do is we might have to turn on the SA terrain as we get closer, just to keep an eye on it. So we're trickling down. Why is the auto throttle not bringing the power back? Why is the auto throttle on? I can't tell because the glare. Auto throttle speed. There we go. Okay. Out of 45,000 feet, you want to be a little gentle with your descents. Grass strip, 150 feet wide. Perfect. Kiddo woke up from the nap, got to run. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Catch the smasher and replay. All right, Wingnut. Take it easy, bud. Thanks for the support, man. Ground Stop Podcast coming at you 2025. Melon Lord. I don't know if I would say it's a mess, and it's definitely not perfect. I've had some fun with it. Altimeter at Idaho County is 3040. Check. All right, we'll do 3040. We got to keep an eye on this descent here. Let's go ahead and roll it in a little more. Let's bring up the goals list. That looks good. Out of 41, out of 40, we can really start to pick things up here. About 2,500 feet per minute. Thrust set has a point. I'll fly the river. That'll lead us straight into one. That, you know what? That is a good plan. Why don't we do that? Instead of messing around, because I don't know what the terrain is like, and if we got 6,500 foot peaks up there, that's really going to hinder our stable approach criteria if we try to do any sort of pattern entry. So let's plan to join a long final. We'll join a long final over the water, so we'll use our heading for that. We'll go ahead and, once we get a little bit closer, we'll zoom this in, and we'll put a point out there just to the southwest of the field, and we'll take the river up. I like that. I like that plan. We'll maintain speed here, 6.5 Mach in the descent now. Looking good. We'll go ahead and get the seatbelt signs on. It's going to be getting dark soon, too. The BS River Visual. Yeah, Team Vodka, looking at the satellite imagery, it does appear that the runway is on some hills, so that could pose to be a bit of a challenge, indeed. Yep, we're going to join the river at 3,200 feet, which will be 1,500 feet above touchdown zone for the field, so that's what I like. We're going to plan to be over the river about 3,200, 1,500 feet above touchdown zone. I like it. Good terrain out here, too. Feels like we're in South America almost. Flight sim guy, I know it, man. I would love to have a sound pack for the PC24. The Vision Jet is amazing with the sounds, because Boris did the sounds on the Vision Jet. If only we had Boris sounds for the PC24, dude. It would be so much fun to fly. It's still fun to fly, but... What'd I say, 3,700? 3,200? What's the field again? 22 plus 15, 3,700. Yeah, 3,700. That's 1,500 feet above. Standard for jets. Force Raptor, yeah. So we're looking at the ForeFlight. So yeah, I imagine just the way I saw that topo, the terrain on there, I'm imagining that this is an uphill runway 1. So we definitely want to take the uphill slope on this. Don't want to land downhill if I can help it. It looks like, now again, this is old satellite imagery, I think. I don't know. It looks like we've got relatively lower trees here, so I think we should be able to come in at a pretty decent approach path. You know, there's always a plan of going here, but the problem with coming in from this direction is you probably have a northerly wind. The winds prevail out of the north, so you don't want to land south if you can help it, and you'll be going downhill. Yes, you get some overrun protection here, but I would rather take the slope going up into the wind, absolutely. So that's the plan. We're going to plan for runway 1, 3,700 feet over the water. We'll try to, for cinematic, we'll give ourselves a decent final. We'll come out here. Can I add a mark here? That's where I want to go. I wonder if I could send that to the box. No, I can't. That's all right. All right, we are 85 miles out, 18 minutes. So for 18 minutes at 2,000 feet a minute, that's 36,000 feet. We're looking good on our descent. Where's the autothrottle? I have autothrottle issues. Re-engage at autothrottle speed. Let's see what happens here. That's peculiar. Guess you never roam as far as Seattle. Was just scheming how you could buy a real-world English tea. I do some Seattle. I haven't been up there in a long time. Seattle Center online. Uh-oh. 3545. Are we in their airspace?
Oh, Whiskey, Juliet Sierra 83, Seattle Center, roger. Cleared to the Spokane International Airport, Mountain 2 departure, Zeta on then as filed. Maintain, correction, climb via SID, except maintain 7,000, departure 135.45, squawk 4705. And with Whiskey, Juliet Sierra 83 holds on the reset. Delta 5957, hold short, runway 16, watch out traffic on the runway that's not talking to me. And 2219, just maintain 3,000. 3,000 on 2219.
Seattle Center, good afternoon. November 357 Bravo Sierra at 24,000, descending for a visual approach into India Delta 29ers.
Horizon 2219, turn left heading 190, join the 16, right, localizer.
Carson, what's up, man? It's been a while since we've been in the 7.2. I've got it in 24. I got to run some more tests to see if we can't fly it in 24. But I am itching to get back in the 7.2, man. I am itching to get back in the 7.2.
589, Seattle Center, squawk altitude.
I'm just wondering why we don't have any...
November 357 Bravo Sierra
Oh,
radar
okay.
contact. It's going to maintain 12,000.
Just send to 12,000. Remember, 357 Bravo Sierra.
Scale center left, 1066, flight level 380.
Been flying through treetops, hitting bugs. Well, considering the last flight we did, yeah, we smoked some treetops, no doubt about it. We've taken our PC24 into the grass multiple times. That's what it's for. Pilatus said it's for that.
Alaska 1182 Seattle Center. Hello.
Nope, 4th Gen
Green line,
PC12
tail
still has
west.
pressurization bug. PC24 does not.
United 589, push tail
Oscar, yes, I know. That the Mr. Saturday's video on the Boris sound pack, insane.
Go ahead for your read back now, please.
All right, we're 62 miles out, 2,500 feet a minute, 14 minutes from the field. We're looking good. Down to 12,000 per ATC instructions.
Whiskey Juliet Sierra 83.
Fuel is tight.
4705.
Dang.
Is that correct?
Fuel is real tight. We burned a lot more than I planned to use there. Got 600 pounds on board. We've got, say we're doing 600 an hour, 30 minutes at idle. We're 15. We don't have a whole lot of fuel. Jeez. We do not
Aircraft
have a
calling
lot.
Seattle Center once again. Carrier only, no voice.
We do not have a lot. All right, landing speeds. Now these are PC24 or PC12 speeds. VREF is going to be 115. Let's make it 110.
Delta 5957, that traffic has vacated the runway. Cross 1916, left
VREF
head, to Bravo.
The go around is 150. And threshold crossing 115 is what I want. Transition level is 18,000. And we'll send those bugs over to the PFD. So our bugs have been updated. 110 is our ref threshold, 115. That's right on the shaker. 18,000 feet. Magic barrel ref has been changed. 3047 is set. Out of 18, we also got to make sure we're going to have to do that at some point. I'm going to cancel IFR, just go VFR here with this guy.
Alaska 1182, tail west would be the other way. It'll be fine.
Should just cancel IFR. Go VFR to the field from here. Seattle Center for November 357 Bravo Sierra. We have weather and NOTAMs at the destination, and we can see and avoid terrain from here. We'd like to cancel IFR at this time.
November 7 Bravo Sierra, IFR cancellation received, squawk VFR, good day.
Over squawk VFR, good day for 357 Bravo Sierra. Alright, so transponder.
Whiskey Juliet Sierra 83, say again.
VFR, beautiful. 22.8 is set. We're also going to come over here. We're going to announce contact arrival. We got to play the game. Let's go ahead and get our wing lights on. What is it? ID29. Might be too far yet. Big Island Airport, baby. We'll keep descending 10,000. Let's make it 9,000 so we can get our 10,000 foot checks done. Fuel check Not good. I'm gonna manage. I don't know. My auto thrust is being sussy. So I have the thrust levers. "10,000 feet. Lights are coming on. Oh, I left the strobe off. I think we're gonna get docked for that. I think we're gonna get docked for that. Yep, set the go around. Don't force it. We're not gonna force it, but we really don't have the fuel to be going around. We do not really have the fuel to go. We have less fuel than we did in our last flight. We're gonna maintain present heading for now until we get a little bit closer. All right, leveling 9,000 feet. Lights are on. Look at that juice. Keep it in pulse mode for the birds. That's all I need is a bird strike. All right, 39 miles out. We're actually low on profile. Gosh, how did I drag it in? How did we descend? We descended too early, too fast, actually. I wanted to stay idle all the way down. You gotta be careful of the fuel, y'all. We're gonna just maintain 60% N1, 370, 800 pounds. Not a lot, not a lot. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like our fuel situation. It's gonna pop bingo any minute here. 276 to 283. Can I transfer fuel? What's crazy is there's like no switches in this airplane. You know that? I mean, it is all automatic. Burn just a hair more on the right. Sync it up here. So I'm imagining that this terrain out here, I'm imagining this river goes up. Yeah, it's right over there somewhere. I want to get my auto throttle working. Oh my gosh, there goes all our gas. Can't do that. I can't let the auto throttle do its thing. I'm actually starting to get nervous. 500 pounds. 500 pounds aside. 30 minutes of gas at 500 pounds. Is that right? 30 minutes? But that's not right. That's total fuel. We only have 260 in each tank. Am I doing the math right? I feel like I totally botched that fuel planning. We got to maintain direct 2 at this time. We have to maintain direct 2. 28 miles out, 8 minutes. One of those displays is incorrect. So let's just do math. So 257 and 263, that's 520, 518. So we have 500 pounds of fuel. We have 250 pounds per side. So 250 pounds in the left tank. If I was burning 250, that would be an hour. If I was burning 500, that would be 30 minutes in each tank. So I'm burning less than that. So we're okay. Okay, we're all right. The fuel burn in the PC24 is jank. Well, you got to really plan it right, and I didn't plan it right on this one. I think I was thinking Vision Jet fuel burns. And I also didn't account for the wind. That's the other thing. I think we had mostly a headwind this whole flight. And we were cruising at freaking 6.6 Mach. I probably should have dialed it back. Andy B, no, that time, that end time at 1:16. Oh, is that the 1:16 in Zulu time? So we have 22 minutes. I thought this was hours and minutes of fuel, 1 hour 15. That would be correct if you had one engine. This is why this is jank. This is a PC12 fuel situation. You have to do your own math on this. I gotta get flight recorder up. That way we can watch the replay later. My biggest fear now is if we have to do a go around, we flame out in the go around. That is my biggest fear. Yeah, the fuel flow per engine is right here. 400 aside. Let's make it as even as we can. Let's get under 400 aside. Very seal fuel is optional. I've got a simple solution. Don't go around. You have failed might be in our future. No. Nobody's got time for that. Nobody got time to fail in our future. It's got to be this ridgeline right here. The river's got to be over here. Beautiful evening. I just started the descent to that's what I did. That's what's hosing all our reserve fuel is descent. Yeah, we're part 91. This is what happens when Barry Seal comes to the U.S. This is our first operation out here in North America as well, I think, as far as our cargo operation is concerned. We are in the bingo fuel range. Once I get eyes on the river, we can descend down idle thrust. Yeah, we're also running out of daylight. Why do we do this to ourselves? And every time I set up to do this, I'm like, okay, we're going to learn lessons from the last time. And actually, the last time was fine. We did everything right, except we didn't go around. That was on me. This one, I think I made a boo-boo in the fuel planning, and I made a boo-boo in our descent planning. And I made a boo-boo in our cruise per fuel. I never did a fuel hack at like the half. I should have been doing more fuel hacks. You got to do your fuel hacks to check yourself. Because the winds, that's a big factor. Especially flying at this time of year in North America, the jet stream is doing all kinds of weird things. It's coming down south. It's getting stronger in areas it's normally not strong. And it can hose you if you're not planning for this. I think we're going to turn the pulse lights to steady because we're going to actually need them. Yeah, so pulse lights, can I turn them to recog pulse? I want landing steady. There we go. Landing steady. Cool. And pulse recog's on. Okay, here's the river. That's the river. What did we say? 3,700? So we'll set 3,700 feet. I'm going to bug 180 here on the speed. I'm going to hold off on this until I've pretty much got it made so we can do this at idle. 10 miles out. Okay, here we go. Flight level change. Power's coming back. Cams are coming on. Sounds are coming up. I guess we don't need the... nope, that's the wrong cam. Sorry, y'all. Nope. That's the one. Alright. Well, yeah, we're going full manual, no doubt. But I got us. I think that's it. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Recording's coming on. Autopilot's, that's not autopilot disconnect. Autopilot's coming off. Flight directors are coming off. I have control. I need this thing. Oh, we We need to announce Big Island. It's doing it right now, okay.
India Delta 29er traffic Ringo Bravo, Sierra Lima 9er 7, 119er miles south 8,000, Ford inbound to land runway 1.
I see it. That's the runway right there. Let's go flaps 15. I guess that's flaps 8. Oh my gosh, now we're getting mountain turbulence. Okay, there's the strip. A little bit of spoiler action here. We need to slow down. It's all right. I can work with this. We're gonna split out wide here. I'm gonna lower the gear, and that's gonna help us really come down here. We get below the gear speed. Turn and final.
India Delta 29er traffic Ringo Bravo, Sierra Lima 9er 711 is on final runway 1 to land.
A little bit high. Because that's the strip, that's got to be it. That's it. That's 100% it. Yep. Do a quick fuel check. Oh my gosh. 0. I'm riding the speed brake down. I'm riding it down. Okay, stow it. We're still at idle. That was pretty good there. That was pretty good. All right, let's work our trim in. We should be pretty light, so I'm actually not too concerned now about our stopping distance. We're this light. We just got to make sure we don't float it in there. So let's go ahead and rock it in here. We're looking for a threshold of 115. Wind check. We got 2 knot crosswind over the ridge line here. This is definitely the airport. We verified it on the map. Landing on runway 1. Runway 1 checks. A little bit of power here. A little bit of power. I don't like seeing that flight path vector in the freaking hillside like that. A little more juice. We need more juice to help close this AOA. Damn, that runway is looking shorter as we get closer, isn't it? Work it in, work that power out now. Work that power out. Drive it down, drive it down. 100. Round it out. Holy sh... Oh no, don't do that. Come on now. Spoilers. Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to wherever the hell we are. How do I turn on the assistance? Toggle visual assistance. I can't toggle it anymore. I don't know, it says exit runway. I guess we'll exit anywhere we can. Okay, that was sus. We'll stop the recording. We just stop anywhere? Okay.
Glad we've arrived.
Whew! Brakes are set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to wherever we are. Let's clean up the airplane. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. Kill those. We'll kill those. Strobe can come off. Stop, stop. Spool down, commence. Shift C. Ladies and gentlemen, Listen to that. Mission success. I thought we were dead there. I can't wait to watch that replay. Did you hear the snow? It has a sound effect for the snow crushing. It didn't sound like dirt. That was actually, like, Tom is right. I heard that, dude. It sounded like you were taxiing on snow and ice. Whew. Yeah, that was, we rode that shaker in there. Whew. That last little bit of juice, it's almost like you gotta pop the spoilers early when you're doing that. I don't know. That's we're gonna have to assess the replay. That big bump, I was not. See, it would have been nice to survey the field. Not seeing that airport firsthand and then just flying in there blind like that is pretty spice. Pretty spice. Please don't crash. Still spinning. Why is it taking so long? All right. Respect the condition of the aircraft. S score. You are welcome. What do we get? 95%, 91. What did I not respect? I think maybe the gear, maybe being so tight on the gear there, and maybe the landing was a little firm. But I'll take that. I'll take that. Now let's see with the cheddar. What? Only 854 thou? Really? Huh. I was thinking we'd get a mil. A little disappointed in that. It's all right. Oh, because we didn't have an S score. That's why we didn't get all the bonuses. Dang it. You got to have an S score to get the bonuses, man. You got to have an S score. All right. Up to 19 mil. Yeah, I got to have the S score, man. That's where you make the cheese. All right, well, we opened up some more missions in there. Big Island. Flying out of there? No. Light transport. See, this is the problem. Light transport has some of the best missions, but no one wants to fly light transport on the 172 Skyhawk. You need to be able to do that in the Caravan. The Caravan should be light transport. Private charter. There used to be a private charter to Aspen. I don't see it anymore. Dang. That would have been a fun one. Let's go look at that replay. So how do we go to... We're going to go to free flight. We got to check this replay out. All right. All right. What was that? ID 29? Gonna configure the same airplane. It was cargo empty, yeah. Can we do a third person? Yeah, let's see if we can figure out how to do it. We gotta take more. We gotta take more pictures, dude. We gotta take more pictures for the replay. That was epic. First, let's let it all spawn in and do its thing here. Let's go ahead and launch the replay.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed.
The flap handle out, brakes are off, that's set. Cool.
Pause system test. Okay.
I feel like it was darker when we flew it. Alright, here we go. Full flap sim selected. So right on speed. I got a little bit high. It was such an illusion right here. I didn't realize how high I was. So then I nosed it over and we got fast. That's why if you have the gas, it would always be wise to do a low approach on this. See, right here I was like, oh man, I still got a lot of room. So we nose it over. Watch the speed increase here. Too much speed now. Got to be 115 coming across this threshold, not 120. 5 knots fast. Big difference when you're landing on snow and ice.
100. Don't sink.
Look how close that was to smash her. Oh! Ooh. And that's why you land uphill. Oh my gosh. I don't think that there's no way that, no, that wouldn't break the landing gear, dude. It's a Pilatus. I pulled up right as we kissed it. I just hopped it. It was like a hop kiss. Like, I'm not sure we even hit that hard. Just kind of like, boop. There's got to be a way to do auto deployment. See, I need auto deployment on the spoiler right there, because that would protect that. Look at that trailing link gear. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. All right, let's go back. Can I do...
Don't sink.
All right, hold on. This is where it's going to get fun, y'all. Should we do left side? I think we should do left side with the sun. Da, 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 da. Now I need to turn Barry around. Let's watch it from his perspective first. Where's the jet? Where'd the jet go? Here we go. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to walk back there. Yeah, that little hop. That hop got me. Gosh, we gotta get better at landing this thing. There we go. We got her down. Hold it off. Bang on center line if you ask me. Bang on center line if you ask me. Alright, hold on. We need to go back to let's do this. I'm gonna leave it resume. I'm gonna run. We gotta go down here to the touchdown zone. Oh yeah, I'm still at half speed on the replay. All right, this will be a good spot. Hold on. Let me get to the replay tool. All right, let me pause it. Yeah, I'm still at half speed. All right, here we go. Here's a full speed replay from Barry View. We are cooking, man. Ooh. That is a freaking crazy strip. Yeah, the landing, it makes it look softer at half speed. It sure does. Okay, so what is it, Shift V? Hold on. All right, hold on. Here we go. Resume. Where's the airplane? Come on, baby. Oh, it's out there. How do you zoom again? Shift V. Oh, like this. How do you take the picture? Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. I want to do it when it's bouncing behind it. Hold on, hold on.
Minimums.
Watch this. Hold on. Maybe we need a slow-mo. We need a slow-mo. We need a slow-mo of the landing so I can capture it.
Minimums.
Here we go. Here we go. Slow-mo of the landing so I can capture it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. Oh, yeah. I could possibly... Duh. That would have been the way to do it, wouldn't it? That's all right. Let's go over... I want to do a flyover of the trees here. I want to see it come down over the tree line. Space bar to take the photo, Thrustset. Space bar. Do all the replays count wear and tear? Tom, no, because we're in free flight. We're in free flight now. We're not in career mode. So to do replay, I exited career mode because, yes, I think that would trigger it. Man, this is like... Is there any elk out here? I feel like we should go exploring in these trees. Listen to the nature. Alright, let's see this. Look how fast we're moving. Why are we so fast? Hold on. Alright, let's go back to the airplane view. Why are we so fast? I mean, we're not going that fast. We're landing at 2,200 feet. It just looks... I mean... I think it's because it's so small of a strip that it looks that fast. And the uphill doesn't help. Hold it. Ah, see, I need the auto spoiler deploy is what I need. Minimize that first hop. Bang on centerline though. I'll take that. Going through the snow. Wow, look at our airplane now. She's really getting caked up. Whew. Well, chat, I would consider that a success. Try another landing? What, just for fun? Alright, hell, what the hell? Let's see.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Stop replay. I have control. Alright.
Don't sink. Don't
Now that I know what I'm expecting, power's coming out now.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Bring it down much closer to the trees. Round it out.
Don't sink.
Yeah, see how much? But that's how you know I don't practice. I get one practice attempt, much easier, but it's more fun when you don't practice because you don't always get to practice. That's a fun little strip, though. We're gonna chalk this one up to the
Overspeed.
Absolutely.
Overspeed.
All right.
Overspeed.
Well,
Overspeed.
y'all, I would consider this a successful
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Barry Seal
Overspeed.
logistic flight. I was hoping we'd make a little more than that. What are we overspeeding? The gear? Gear's coming up.
Overspeed.
There we go. I'll let you get a full replay in here for the... oh, look at that. Look at the snow down there. You can't tell me that's not real life. Look at that snow down there. That looks incredible. That looks incredible. Yeah. Time to do some Vision Jet grinding. Mickey G, we'll see you, my man. Enjoy that Vision Jet. Are you Vision Jet grinding on Aveo Premium? I might do some grinding tonight when I get back home. Chat, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to experiment some Sky Courier stuff. I'm going to see if I can get better short field performance numbers out of the Sky Courier. If I can, I think we'll pick up a Sky Courier, leave the Courier up here in North America, bring the jet back down to South America. Because some of these strips up here that do heavy cargo, the runways are even shorter, and I think we need that the 200 performance would be good for some of the short little mountain strips up here. We'll keep the PC12 in South America, but I got to make sure it's worth the investment. But I might do a little career mode at home tonight as well. But I enjoyed this one. I hope y'all did. We'll be back live. The next one will be a PT6. It will either be the PC12 or Sky Courier. We've flown the PC24 twice now. I enjoy it. It's fun. But I'm getting the itch for some. So we're doing some turboprop action next time we do a BS Logistics flight. So until the next one, I won't be here tomorrow, y'all, but I will hopefully try to be on live. Maybe we'll do a morning stream on Saturday, perhaps. Maybe throw that out there. Friday I'll stream before I go to work. That. So until then, you guys enjoy the rest of y'all's evening. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Double stream. You guys have been awesome. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And until the next one, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See you.